Tofu is not a meat substitute. It might be to your personal trainer, but it definitely shouldn't be to your palate. In Chinese cooking, where tofu was originated, tofu is often used with meat to give it flavor. And having made tofu from scratch, I can say that in the Western kitchen, the closest thing that I could compare tofu with would be potato gnocchi. Now, you're not going to cook gnocchi as a steak or serve it cold with some salad, so why should you do that to tofu? So today, we're going to treat it just like gnocchi by making some sage butter and garnishing with some toasted peanuts. Very simple, and as with all my tofu recipes, we're going to start from the packaging to show you that this creature is not that scary. Let's do it. So, first things first, you drain the brine. Incision on one side, incision on the other side. To help air replace the liquid, you grab, press a bit with your knife and drain. This is to protect the tofu from drying. Now we have medium firm tofu today. We shape it slightly, we have standards. Now you can remove the skin, but I actually quite like it, so optional. Now we just dice it. Very simple, knife, find the middle, and you press through. Perfect. Now we just dice them, decent size. Same goes here. Now, the next task we have is to remove the excess liquid inside the tofu to not dilute the flavors. Previously, I've demonstrated that you could put this just in the microwave, 2 minutes, all done, or you could put it in a steamer for 10 minutes. Today, we'll do the third option. We'll blanch it in salted water. The gnocchi treatment, you know? So, tofu goes in, and you leave this to simmer for just a couple of minutes, and they'll firm up a bit and release all their excess moisture. Now, we make our sage butter. Very simple. And for my 3 followers, yes, I'm using butter. We melt some butter, and we find some beautiful sage leaves. There's a restaurant in Menton near Monaco called Mirazu. They once served a starter garnished with just the most perfect sage leaves. Not one black dot anywhere. That was a treat. We stack them up and we just slice them thin. Try to not bruise them. Perfect. Now we just add the sage leaves to infuse gently with the butter. Immediately, the whole room smells like sage. Oh, it's beautiful. Once you can hear a beautiful sizzle, you know the infusion is ready. So now, just like you would with gnocchi, we add the tofu. And it's okay to add a bit of the cooking liquid so that it will actually emulsify as a sauce. Perfect. Now, just like any tofu dish, we increase the heat to medium-high and we start gently moving the tofu for them to absorb this wonderful sage butter goodness. As you can see, the tofu is taking on the color of the butter. Now we taste and we season for the first time with a bit of salt. Bear in mind we salted the water, so always taste. Now the tofu really has taken on the color of the butter. That's when you know they've absorbed the beautiful flavors. Tofu is by definition cooked. All you want to achieve is just the right consistency and flavor. So as you can see, we now have a pretty thick sauce, so we're good to go. Stove off, and we can plate. Beautiful. Sage butter. Take a piece. And now, to provide some contrasting textures, we have some toasted salted peanuts. If you don't want the vegetarian version, you can saute some Italian sausage as well. That also works really well with sage and butter. So peanuts, you just crush them a tiny bit. You don't want a powder for this, yeah? So don't go crazy. It's good enough for me. And that's it. The whole thing took less than 10 minutes and we have a tofu dish that's actually tasty. This is tofu with sage butter and toasted peanuts. I really hope you enjoy.